with that in mind, we also wanted to invite our second speaker, Breanna Buckley, who's a student here at Purdue University. And Breanna is a 22-year-old first-year veterinary student at Purdue, originally from the Philadelphia suburbs. She graduated with her bachelor's degree in small animal science from Delaware Valley College, which is actually in Pennsylvania, not Delaware, in May of 2012. And apart from passing histology, her main goal in life is to pursue a career in veterinary medicine with a specialization in cardiology. She has been very involved in LGBTQ alliances since her freshman year in high school, and will continue to work and to speak up and to speak out until there is no longer a need or cause for her words. And she's going to join us today to share a poem that she wrote about her coming out. So please welcome Breanna Buckley.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I have to say, I write a lot, and this is probably my least favorite poem I've ever written. And I say that because I hate that I was compelled to write this. So speaking of conservative Christians, I'm going to tell you a story about my grandmother. It's just not natural. And it was as if my grandmother's twice-replaced knee overpowered the back of my neck, slamming down my teeth to meet such unforgiving concrete. With my hands bound behind my back, I knew that I had the right to remain silent. Her collagen lips slipped around her 4th Virginia slim as she offered me a glass of water. Good cop, bad cop. When will this damn interrogation stop? Just stop. The 6 o'clock news played the obituary of another gay teen. She compared his death to this season's dyed mink, asking me why suicide was so old-fashioned. Maybe it was just her Botox disguise, but in 89 years, I don't think she ever had the issue of worry worms. Her arms flew up in disgust, knocking a piece of ash into my water as she screamed, "What real problems do you even have at 14? Look at him with his floppy little wrist. The damn T-Rex was asking for it." And only internally could I reply, well, there is something about a bottle of urine exploding onto your lunch tray in 9th grade that can really torture your view of humanity. I wanted to retaliate by ripping out my tampon and throwing it into the offender's mashed potatoes, but you know, my monthly gift had poor timing. Instead, I learned how to throw my fist, and I could only offer a deafening response of white noise as the principal leaned over his desk with his stern eyes in search of some explanation, but I knew that I had the right to remain silent. My grandmother then asked me when I was going to find a boyfriend. By now, the steam of my boiling anger was enough to melt her drawn-on eyebrows. Her acrylic nails tap-danced around the rim of her wine glass, nervously counting the seconds until my reply. $10,000 breasts, or as she once called them, investments, sagged like week-old birthday balloons into her kitchen table. She pulled out her Bible. I wanted to ask her, if your surgeon wanted to follow a textbook on vivisection from ancient Rome, would you let him? My tongue was bleeding from the constant biting, but I knew that I had the right to remain silent. Too often we forget that the right wing cannot fly anywhere without the left. And while we just stand by to the sound of our stifled rights, another body hangs half-stacked like a mobile, singing the nation a lullaby. Sometimes, an open casket is more comforting than a closed closet. So with every new picture cast on that TV screen, I wish they could hear me whisper. I know that right now your God feels more like Van Gogh, but I am here, and I'm all ears. I know that the angels you once believed in feel more like circling vultures, and it's predator versus preyers, falling from the George Washington Bridge, but your name is not faggot. Your name is not dyke. Tyler, Asher, Julia, Billy, Seth, don't let hate win. Ready, set, live. How many more names do the headlines have to list before calling myself gay no longer feels like a death wish? I was born with the right to remain silent, but I would die for the pursuit of happiness. Stack my body like a sandbag if it means that the others will make it out alive. My grandmother died 9 months ago. And at her funeral, my father said, "It is not right to speak ill of the dead." So instead, I quietly reflected on my fondest memory. The day that I was no longer picking my own teeth out of the dirt as I handed her the dentures that had fallen to her imported mahogany. Not even a pound of blush could save all of the color draining from her face as I gave my proud confession. You are the one, pumped full of plastic, silicone, and Botox, so how do you have the audacity to question the nature of my homosexuality? Grandma, loving another woman is the only thing that ever came naturally to me. Some say silence is golden, but you know, it's worthless until it's broken. And my pride has never shined quite like this.